Welcome back to Hazelnut Latte, where things are about to get groovy. So, after a wonderful date with Hazel, you decide to go non-exclusive, which means you can get as many servings of boy milk as you want. But legit, we're here for one last date with Hazel before our flight, and we're getting some backstory on the cute waiter we met. But enough spoilers, here are your disclaimers. This is an arrow gaze, so you have been warned. Beep beep. Your hand fumbles for the phone until you can finally flick off the alarm. Sighing, you stared out into the unfamiliar hotel room. It seemed perfectly normal, and if anything, more like home than home. So much of your job required you to travel that you wondered how much of your adult life had you sleeping in hotel rooms than your real bed. Too many, you decided. Sitting up in bed, you grabbed your phone to do your morning routine. Check for client info and respond to any work messages. This morning, you saw 2 messages. One from your airline and the other from Hazel. Let's check the airline first. You decide to see what the airline wanted. Greetings, line. We are reaching out to inform you that your 9 a.m. flight has been cancelled due to unforeseen circumstances. The next flight available is tonight at 11 p.m. If this is not to your liking, you may call the airline to cancel your flight. We apologize for the inconvenience and hope you have a pleasant day. Unforeseen circumstances? Well, that's vague and creepy. But it wouldn't be the first time I've been stranded somewhere with a cancelled flight. Guess I'll have to make the most of it. Hazel. Hovering over the notification, you couldn't help but smile. Waking up to a text from Hazel felt right. You opened the message. Hey, Lion. Had a wonderful time with you last night. It was one of the most magical nights of my life. I hope you slept well, and I'm so sad you have to go back home. Maybe stop by the cafe for a coffee before your flight? I'm working the morning shift, so if you're able to swing by, I'll be there. No pressure, though. Anyway, I'm being dumb. I just miss you. You couldn't stop yourself from smirking. He was so incredibly cute. It felt so odd, starting a new relationship. Waking up to someone missing you. You felt yourself missing him. With a grunt, you rocked yourself out of bed and started to get ready. As much as it sucked getting the flight delayed, you honestly couldn't have been happier. A delayed flight meant more time in Jade City. It meant more time with Hazel. Was being with him what you actually wanted? Or merely an excuse to do what you always needed to do? To shake up your life and start fresh. The two of you weren't even together, though at times, it felt like you were. During the date, the kiss goodbye, the morning text. That isn't something you did with a one-night stand. But this also was your first time with a guy. Your first experience with something like this. Taking it slow was probably the best approach. No labels, just people, attracted to one another. You finished your shower, got dressed, and decided to head over to Cafe Estro to see Hazel. Who knows? Maybe he's free later. Right. Well, I can actually go see Jesse right now, but I don't know if that's the right call. I'm gonna go see Hazel first. You arrive at the familiar sight of Cafe Estro. Your stomach grumbled and your head hurt. Damn, I should have had some breakfast before I headed out. Maybe they have some food inside? Right, anything to interact with aside from our, future boss? Oh, good, wait, hold up, spoiler, I should definitely censor myself there. Okay, hello there. Walking up to the cafe, you spotted a woman on the phone. She looked to be a bit older than you. Maybe early 30s to early 40s at most. She had eyes like daggers, but an incredible physique. Your eyes couldn't help but wander to her chest, down to her sizable thighs and hips. And what's that? A faint outline of a... Suddenly, she started to yell at whoever it was she was speaking to on the phone. No, you don't understand. I haven't been that behind on my payments. Well, that just can't be right. He knows I've been struggling with a lot recently and... No, I understand. I'll think of something. She ended her call and sighed. Bastard. She walked away, mumbling to herself. Jeez, that sounded bad. Your stomach growled. Yeah, no. She will remember that. Huh. Okay, into Cafe Estro we go. Stepping into Cafe Estro's again, you were greeted by the familiar jingle of the door and the aroma of coffee. And who's this little gentleman? Look over, you saw a bald man on his laptop. He seemed to be really annoyed. Harsh breathing mixed with the loud clacks of keystrokes. Someone was clearly annoying him online. Right, anything else to look at around here? No. Hey! Welcome to Cafe Estro. Hazel blinks as he recognizes you. Lion! You managed to stop by. You laugh as you step up to the counter. There were a few people in the cafe, so neither of you wanted to do anything too affectionate. Managing to do way more than just stop by. Hazel squints at you. What does that mean? My flight got rescheduled to 11 p.m. tonight. Hazel's eyes widened. Oh, shit! That is actually insane, though. I've never flown anywhere, but I've heard of people having awful experiences with flights. I've had my fair share of sleeping in airports or being stuck in planes. These things happen now and then, so it's whatever. Besides, that means to get an extra 12 hours in Jade City. Hazel smirked. Do you really? Well, now isn't that something? To be bold. Hazel cut you off. Oh, do be. His devilish stare made you pause for a brief second. You let out a dry laugh to brush it off. I was wondering if you had plans after work. It just so happens I do. He declared, moving to the other side of the counter and cleaning something. You checked behind you to make sure no one was waiting in line. Nope, well, that's alright. I'm sure there are some fun things to do in town. Hazel huffed and walked back over to you. You're not going to ask? What? Ask what I'm doing. Oh, sorry. I haven't had anything to eat and not a drop of coffee. Hazel laughed, moving over to the bean grinder. Ah, the life of an addict. Latte? I'd make it special, but we're kinda busy today. He winked, and before you could reply, he was already grinding the beans. He wondered if maybe you could get a proper hazelnut latte next time you came. Maybe getting the milk straight from the source. Hello? How many shots, handsome? Hazel's smile broke your train of thought. Give me all of them. I should probably get a quad. Really needing that fix, huh? I've usually already had a coffee by now. Feels like I'm gonna die. Well, wouldn't want that now, do we? How about milk? Boy milk, please! Well, I'd really like some of that milk I got last time. You grinned, causing Hazel to blush. You really like that? I'm thinking I want it regularly. You know, for a special customer like me. Hazel looked around nervously. Some people had left the cafe and there was no line behind you. But there were still some stragglers. I think we're out today. Hazel still blushed. But I could make a regular thing. For my special customer. I will like that a lot. Hazel will remember. He's gonna remember that I would love his boy milk? Hello? Damn. The idea of Hazel creaming into that cup and make you drink it had really burrowed into the back of your mind. Sadly, you wouldn't be getting such world-class service today. So, what do you actually want? Get me oat milk or whole milk. I mean, I do like the taste of oat milk, honestly. Like, it's not a health thing, but it's just like, I like the taste of it. I'll actually do oat milk. Oh, really? Yeah, it just tastes a lot better. I honestly can't go back now. I'll have to try it. Do you want that hot or iced? Hot, please. I think I'll take it hot. Need a nice hot wake-up call. Hazel laughs as he grabs a hot cup and writes down your order. You look like it, handsome. Oh, I can't be that bad, can I? Just a bit disheveled. In a cute way, though. I'll take it. Hazel will remember that. I was also wondering, do you sell food here? Hazel grimaces. If you could call it that. We just heat up a Johnny Dean breakfast sandwich in a microwave. Really? Then what's with the kitchen back there? Well, we could do food prep here. That would require someone to be here to make the food. And we'd have to stock up. My boss says it's too much right now to hire someone and stock the kitchen. So she just buys these freezer aisle sandwiches in bulk from Costco. Well, damn. That is better than nothing, I guess. I'll take one. Alright, coming right up. That'll be $6. You tap your card and walk over to the side, in case anyone else came to order. Hazel dutifully prepares your drink and fishes the sandwich out of the fridge. So, why is it that I only see you here? Hazel sighed and shook his head. It's just me and this other girl who closes. Whatever shifts we can't do, Vera takes over. Vera? My boss. She bought this place and made it what it was. What happened? Couldn't have always been like this. Hazel handed you your coffee. Oh, bless you. You took a long sip and hummed with delight. Those are some really good beans. Gotta know how to handle them. Hazel winked and went over to the beeping microwave. He handed you your food on a small plate. You nodded in thanks. Yeah, it was pretty awesome when I first started. We had people all day able to work the orders and make food. What changed? Hazel scoffed. The city. It grew and grew and everyone either got scooped up elsewhere or life just happened. But I remember when we had a ton of fun here, before all these other places started popping up. I take it this place was something of a small town? A small city. Then more buildings went up, and big businesses swooped in. It just hasn't been the same since. And I don't know about the other girl that works here. She is something of a flake. I'm really worried she's just gonna quit one day. Oh, God. Then what? Hazel gave you a strained laugh. I have no clue. Reduce our hours even more until we eventually close up shop? I'm sure something will happen. Hazel scoffed, grabbing a clipboard from behind the counter. It better. Hazel took out a thermometer and started to take the temperatures of the coolers behind the counter. You silently ate your sandwich, which was perfectly mediocre. Though it honestly didn't matter what the quality was. You needed something. The coffee, however, was fantastic. You sipped it slowly, enjoying the flavors. Hazel finished up and came back over to you. So, you said you're stranded here until 11. Well, I need to be on the plane at 11, unless they delay me again. I should probably try and get there at 9, just to be safe. Well, this afternoon when I get off work, there is something special happening in town. Oh yeah? Remember how last night we watched Evil Death 2? How could I forget? Well, I like a ton of horror movies. I don't want you thinking Evil Death is my sole obsession. No, of course not. That's because I'm a multifaceted individual. Are you telling me or yourself? If I wasn't at work, I'd slap you. Well, I mean, I'd happily receive that. You both laughed. No, but listen. So, there's an Evil Death marathon happening in town today at the old theater. Like, of all 5? Oh, no. No, just the original 3. I know we just watched one last night, but well, do you want to go with me? I mean, if you have time. Oh, of course, yes. Of course I want to go. Why the hell wouldn't I? Hazel grinned. That's a good point. Evil Death rocks, so you're gonna have a really good time regardless. Well, my shift isn't over for a little while now, but I'm off at 1 and the marathon is at 2. It runs till a bit before 7 with intermissions and such. Are you still interested? It might be a bit tight, but I think we'll be okay. With how airlines go, it'll probably be delayed again. As much as I'd love to have you around longer, I feel bad if you were stranded in Jade City. Well, there are worse places to get stranded. Hazel giggled, flicking his hair. I guess you're right. What are you gonna do while you wait? I have no idea. Maybe look around for an apartment. Hazel's face turned a cute shade of crimson. Lion, what do you... Just then, a group of customers walked into the cafe. They wore tight suits and skinny dress pants that displayed their designer shoes and socks. Every one of them wore shades, either on their face or on their head. They stepped up to the counter and quickly rattled off their order between talking to whoever they had on the phone. Hazel looked incredibly overwhelmed, not just from the businessmen, but from your comments. The night before you decided to move here, seeing Hazel again reaffirmed your decision. You waved to Hazel as you left. He gave you a panicked goodbye as he tried to juggle all the orders. Stepping out into Jade City, you wondered where to go from here. Alright, where should I go now? I have some time before I need to meet up with Hazel. Maybe I should check out their restaurant. That's definitely a good idea. So, we actually do get a bit of backstory into Jezebel today, so let's go. I have some time. Maybe I'll check out the restaurant again. Place was definitely interesting. Wouldn't mind seeing what it was all about. Stepping up to Noto's notorious cuisine was an odd feeling after the events of last night. The waiter was incredibly flirtatious, to the point of offering to let you screw him. If he was even being serious. It seemed to annoy Hazel, but only because the two of you were actively on a date. He seemed down to not being exclusive, so was there any harm in coming back here? Maybe, if the waiter was even here at all. You stepped up to the restaurant and tried for the door. It didn't budge. Locked. You looked around for a sign and finally found the hours. They weren't open until way later in the afternoon, which made sense. The place acted as a brothel of sorts, so being open in the morning didn't seem likely. You turned to leave. Hey there, Jesse. Suddenly you spied Jesse walking towards the building. He stopped short and eyed you with curiosity and veiled hesitation. Oh, hey Lion. What brings you here? And so early. Wanted to talk to you. Wanted to take you up on your offer. I wanted to talk to you. Just wanted to talk to you. Jesse narrowed his eyes and studies you. Did you really? Well then, guess we better head inside. Jesse stepped past you and took out a set of keys. He unlocked the front door and motioned you to step inside. Jesse led you inside the restaurant. He flicked on the lights, but it was odd seeing it so empty. Want to take a seat, kitty? You nodded and sat down at one of the tables. Jesse sat across from you, eyeing you keenly. So, what brings you here? Like I said, wanted to talk. What could you possibly want to talk about? Besides wanting sex? Which is honestly the only reason anyone has to talk to me. Well, I think that is why I wanted to talk to you. How do you mean? I gotta be honest, I had no idea what kind of place this was when I first came here last night. It's all been very strange and a weird coincidence. That you just so happened to take your twink date to a brothel that specializes in cute boys wearing skirts? It's kinda sus, not gonna lie. Yeah, but it got me curious. What about? Well, why? Jesse sighed, sitting back in his chair. Oh, brother, not again. What? It's just that every few months, some guy gets a conscience and decides to come in here and buy me out to be their personal boy toy. They want me as a maid in their fancy house, and he'll take care of me and screw me when the wife is out. Better than alive here, they say. Well, I'll tell you what I tell them. No, thank you. I can't leave here, and there is nothing you can do to get me out. Jesse had taken on a very serious tone, now shooting daggers with his eyes. You coughed nervously. That's not quite why I'm here. I think I'm more curious as to why. Jesse's eyes widened, and he blushed. Oh. Well, now that's different. No one has wanted to know why before. They just beg and beg until we toss him out. Jesse, I'm not some rich schmuck trying to buy you out. Look, I don't have anything against sex work, but if you're open to talking to me, I would like to know why you're doing it. I mean, you're strong, young, attractive. You seem pretty smart and witty. Why be here? A lot of the guys and girls here do want to be here. It's a profession like any other. I know that. Again, not saying there's anything wrong with it. But I'm asking about you. $100. What? $100. I'm losing out on work, and if anyone else sees you in here or sees you leave, I need to justify it. So, that's my price. You sighed, understanding what he meant. If a guy left without a bill being paid, that scary manager would have to talk to Jesse. You fished out your wallet and gave him a $100 bill. Opening your hands, you nodded at him to continue. Thank you. So, some people love it here. We're a bit out of the norm. Femboys, trans girls, and anyone else that doesn't quite fit the cis stereotype. We grow up hating how different we are, wishing we'd be loved. Whether it's parent, friend, teacher. Then we come here and people fall to their knees, begging to touch you. Begging to kiss you, hold you, have you. They tell you you're beautiful with the same emotional registry of looking at a jacket they like in a mall window. So, for some, it feels good. To be wanted, to be desired, to be needed. When so many people hate us. Even people in the LGBT look at femboys like me and call me a girl. Or say I'm a trans girl waiting to happen. The staff at Noto's are people who found a place to call home, where people want us and pay us. Satisfied? You licked your lips, thinking. Jesse made some compelling points. He had watched a documentary on porn forever ago, where the actors said they liked being desired. For some, it was where they needed to be. But you also recognized that Jesse wasn't being completely honest. Alright, so that accounts for probably a lot of people that work here. And it's great they found a place that accepts them. A place to belong. But what about you? Jesse blinked. Me? You started off by saying some people. Later, when you got wrapped up in the telling, you seemed to include yourself. Something happened along the lines to make you rethink your position? Jesse clicked his tongue in annoyance. Are you a cop or something? You couldn't help but laugh. No, I'm a business advisor. Must be a pretty good advisor. Yeah, I used to feel like everyone else. I was a weirdo. My parents didn't understand why I wanted to wear dresses and date guys. Therapists tried to push me towards the idea that maybe I was transgender, which I don't agree with. Doesn't sound like a good therapist. Not all of them are. Anyway, I found this place, and at first, it was amazing. I've always had an insatiable lust, so a place where I can say screw you to my parents while also getting screwed sounded like a dream. Not anymore? Jesse sighed. $100 more. Seriously? I could have blown you twice by now. Alright, yeah, here. Jesse giggled. Easy, Mark. What? You didn't even try to haggle? I would have let you drop me to 50. Alright, then get... Oh no, we already agreed. Jesse giggled and brushed his hair aside. So what happened? My dad found out. Yikes. Yeah, tell me about it. What did he do? Well, at first, he wanted to kill the owner. But Mr. Noto had a long talk with him, and suddenly he was happy as can be. You see, my dad was a big fan of gambling. Mr. Noto also owns the Harpy down the south side of the docks. I'm assuming that's a casino? Jesse cocked his head. Not from around here? No, I'm just visiting. Might be moving here, though. Whoa, moving here for some ass? It's a bit more complicated. But we were talking about you? Yeah, the Harpy is a casino. One of Mr. Noto's many establishments. He told my dad that if he would let his son keep working here, he would have his current debt wiped and have a clean slate. He could even be in the VIP lounge. That is generous. At first, we all thought that. My dad didn't care that I was wearing dresses and sucking off his friends in the VIP lounge. He got to play with the big boys and make big boy bank. So what happened? He raked up a massive debt and then died of a heart attack. Jesus. Jesse, I'm sorry. Jesse laughed sardonically. Not as sorry as me. I told Mr. Noto that this place was getting to be too much for me. That with my dad passing, I wanted to take time off, maybe even quit. He told me that my father's debt had passed to me. No. Yeah. Not all of us have a sob storyline. Lots of people here have no idea what kind of person Mr. Noto is. But I do. And it scares me. I just take solace that sometimes when a cute guy like you comes along, I imagine myself running off with you. That when you're screwing me and telling me how pretty I am, you are my secret knight waiting to rescue me. But you never are. I can try. Jesse, you mentioned that others have offered to pay you out of here? Yeah, in a sense. Not that I even actually let them make the offer to Mr. Noto. I just told them that I left it here and wouldn't leave for any price. Because they wanted to buy you out and keep you. Precisely. And you don't want to be indentured to someone else. Why trade a devil for one you don't? Apt way of putting it. Why the hell would I want to be shacked up in some creepy mansion where some rich a-hole can do whatever he wants to me in private? I'd rather stay here. At least, if someone tries something frisky, I can scream and they get their ass beat. So, what if, say, I wanted to buy off your dad's debt? Jesse laughed. Oh, what? So you can make me your personal slave? No, Jesse, not at all. I just don't think you deserve to be here paying for your father's mistakes. It would be one thing if you really wanted to stay, then I wouldn't butt in. But you look like you're searching for a way out. Jesse sighed, staring at you astutely. Okay, here's the deal, Lion. I like you more than most guys that come in here. However, I am not going to let just anyone have that kind of power over me. Not again. You seem super nice and you've actually listened to me, which most guys don't care to. They just want to grab me by my twin tails and pound me. And I'm not saying we shouldn't do that either, but here's my proposition for you. Keep seeing me. I want us to really get to know each other. I want to make sure you're actually a stand-up guy. Then, if I'm satisfied, we can talk terms. And if you're not satisfied, well, you're still helping me pay off my debt, so I win either way. Nah. These are more paid getting to know each other's. Jesse smirked. I don't do handouts. You sighed, laughing a little bit. I think that's fair. Jesse smiled. I hope I'm not wrong in trusting you. You aren't, Jesse. Good. Also, wait a minute. Does your boyfriend know you're here? He doesn't, and he isn't my boyfriend. What are you two then, exactly? Well, it's tough to explain. Becoming friends, also lovers, but not necessarily exclusive. Jesse giggled. Oh my god, lovers? What? Fine, we screw. Happy? Very. That doesn't take away from you unironically saying lovers. Alright. Oh, don't be a stick in the mud. I'll try not to be. Besides, we both talked about it a bit and are open to the possibility of a poly relationship. Interesting. So, what is this? My trial run? Isn't that what dating is? Good point. Well then, since you're not exclusive, I am down for these get-togethers, having some, well, sex included. A way to show my gratitude. It costs more, doesn't it? Oh, it costs more. Totally. So, what do you say? Well, I'm gonna say no for now. However, for patrons, we are gonna, see what happens here. So, yeah, yeet. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna need to say no. Well, I appreciate the offer, but no. I think if I'm gonna show you I'm a gentleman, worthy of your trust, screwing you would, well, screw it? At least in my brain it would. Jesse will remember that. If I'm actually to care about you and want you to be free of this. Well, that is very noble of you. But if you change your mind, let me know. Because I definitely let you split me with your... I don't know if I can say that. I'd definitely let you split me if you want. Jesse winked and proceeded to stand up. You should probably get going. I got a restaurant to open. This was nice. I hope this goes well. You smiled. Me too, Jesse. See you around. Don't be a stranger. I won't. Oh, by the way, here's my number. Oh, sweet! Got his number. What am I supposed to do with this? Jesse glared at you before shushing you away. You laughed, waving goodbye and leaving the restaurant. You smiled and left the restaurant. You had made a big commitment, but what else could you do? Jesse didn't ask to be stuck in that life. You tried to bury it for now, knowing your date with Hazel was coming up. Stepping out of the restaurant, you figured you should continue your day. You were about to pull out your phone when someone called out to you. Buongiorno, Signor Lion. Turning around, you were met with a very unfortunate sight. What? Oh, wait, hello? Is this a JoJo reference? Mr. Noto had arrived. He approached you with a sinister and knowing look. It reminded you of nature videos of wolves stalking their prey. Mr. Noto appeared to have you in his sights, but you couldn't be sure as to why. But after Jesse's story, just look at him sent shivers down your spine. You know my name. Why, of course. I know the name of every one of my patrons, no? Huh. I suppose. Interesting to find you here so early in the day. My fine establishment here does not open for a few hours yet. Perhaps you should stop by later, huh? 2 nights in a row. Mayhaps I should start a tab for you, Signor Lion. He grinned, and you felt every ounce of arrogance behind it. You remembered what happened to Jesse's father. Was this how it started, then? You shook your head. No, thank you. I don't want to rack up any debt. Mr. Noto laughed, like a man who smoked a cigar a day. My boy, life is debt. You want a credit card? You're asking for debt. Want to go to school? You're going to have a hefty debt. You want to get an apartment, or God forbid, a house? You gotta show your credit score. Want to know the secret behind the credit score? It shows how good you are at paying off debt. We're all going to die someday. So, what's a little debt? Doesn't matter as long as you get a good score. Hang with me, and we can keep that score up. The hell is that supposed to mean? It means I know you, Signor Lion. I know you are a top-level business advisor out of New Haven. You took a step back, shook. How do you know that? He laughed. I'd love to scare you some. Say I had people looking into you. But no, it's much more simpler than that. I was in the room for that business presentation you gave a few months back when you first arrived to Jade City. He grinned like a cartoon cat. Just know that I am Jade City, Signor Lion. And if you need anything, you come to me, eh? Now, go. Enjoy the movie. He clapped his hand on your shoulder and turned away, off towards the restaurant. You never told him anything about the movie. Okay, that was genuinely pretty terrifying. What the hell? Oh god, my left hand, Jesus. Your hand shook as you ordered your ride. You tried to push the encounter out of your mind. For now. Well, where should I go now? I have some time before I need to meet up with Hazel. Maybe I should check out the restaurant. I don't need to anymore, considering we were just there. Let's go check out the movie. I think I'll walk around for a bit and meet up with Hazel at the theater. You eventually made your way to the movie theater. It didn't seem to be too active of a spot, which was your opinion about much of Jade City. Not too active. Almost like a quiet city. You stared up at the old-timey theater and checked your phone. It was 1:34 p.m. and you wondered how you were going to kill the last 20 minutes waiting for Hazel. Reading the sign, you were curious what Blitzbell was. You're here! Before you could do any investigating, Hazel arrived. You spun around, and what you saw was definitely not what you expected, but maybe you should have. Hazel was dressed in full Bash William cosplay, chainsaw hand and all. He was already blushing, and I, believe it or not, I actually do need to censor that specific part of his outfit because I don't think you two will be happy about it. Hey. Groovy. Think so? Hell yeah. I probably should have said something. I just really wanted to show off my outfit. Are you into cosplay? A bit. It's hard with school, track, and work, but I like doing it when I have the time and money. Thankfully, Bash isn't so hard. Except the chainsaw. How is that working? I just got my hand inside holding on to it. There is also a Wiimote strap I jerry-rigged in case I lose my grip. Is it heavy? Not really. It's a fake chainsaw made of foam. My hand might just get really hot. Well, hey, you look good. If Bash was a fanboy. But why not cosplay as any Nobi? You both have the same hair and I feel like it'd be easier. Hazel thought about it for a moment. That actually would be a pretty fun cosplay. Not as recognizable as Bash, but Annie is still awesome. Especially in the game. Sad it's dead. It's honestly such a shame. It was actually a lot of fun. When the devs actually care to listen to feedback, yeah. But at least we can play for a little while. Unless you're in the far future where the servers are dead, then... Well, so, when do we want to head inside? Well, we have a few. First, I wanted to ask you something. What's that? Hazel sighed, fidgeting with his chainsaw hand. You still weren't quite over that one. At the shop, you mentioned something about moving out here? You shrugged your shoulders casually. Well, I like it here. I don't got much going on at home. Besides, you're out here. Hazel scoffed. That isn't a good reason. Moving is like a lot of money. It's a whole process. It drastically shifts everything in your life. Why do that for me? What do I have to shift around? Not to be completely cynical or depressing, but you made me feel alive, Hazel. I was in a daze before coming here. I'm sick of being afraid of living. I want to be here with you. Hazel licked his lips nervously. You really are serious, huh? Well, I can't really stop you. And it would be dishonest to admit that the thought of being able to see you more often, it makes me so happy. It's exciting. Just, I hope you know what you're doing, Lion. Oh, I completely have no idea. You smiled. But it feels right. Hazel glared at you. You're lucky you're handsome. Now, ready to start the marathon? Will there be intermissions? Yeah, we're not savages in Jade City. Besides, that's how they get overpriced food sales. Oh, I loved overpriced theater food. You both laughed and hid it inside the theater. As you walked behind him, you noticed he had a very small and stylish backpack on. You meant to say something, but a group of moviegoers were crowding the two of you, and the moment was gone. I'm supposed to click on the door now. Okay, door time. After purchasing snacks and drinks, you two made your way into the theater. Hazel directed you to your seats that you were both settled in, and the first movie began. The theater was fairly empty, and the few people that were there didn't mind being loud for the film. It was clear to you that if you were here, you were a fan and wanted a good time. People, including Hazel, spoke lines as characters in the film did. Everyone laughed as Bash went further and further into insanity. I'm fine. I don't think so. We just chopped up our girlfriend like a sous chef. Does that sound fine? I'll digest your soul! Digest this! Who are you? Who wants to know? I am Richard the Red, Baron of Hale, Lord of Southlands and leader of its peoples. Well, hello, Senior Fancy Pants. I got news for you, pal. You ain't leading jack shit. Sure, could have lived in the past. Might have been a king, but in my way, I am king. Hail to the king, baby! Finally, the marathon was over. 3 movies, back to back, with only short intermissions between. It was quite the gauntlet, but you couldn't deny that was a ton of fun. Hazel had been enthusiastic the entire runtime, seeming to not have any exhaustion. Oh my god, that was so fun! It was. So, let's get out of here. I need to stretch my legs. Sounds like a plan. We both got up, stretched, and left the theater. Did you not have the best time? It was a ton of fun. Didn't think I'd ever sit in a theater for so long, though. Getting tired, old man? Ouch! That stings. I can't help but screw with you. What time do you need to get out of here? You checked the time on your phone. It was 6:48 p.m. You had a flight at 11, but knew that getting there earlier would be better. A part of you wanted to get back to your hotel room now. Do some last-minute packing and get out of here. What if you miss the plane? What if there's trouble getting on the flight? On the other hand, you could occupy that time in other ways. I'm gonna invite Hazel over. Well, I should leave by 9. So technically I got 2-ish hours. Did you want to come back to my place? Hazel laughed. You mean your hotel room? I mean, it's mine for the time being. Hey, if you don't want... Whoa! Okay, listen here. I don't know the next time you're gonna be able to get out of here. Think I'm gonna let you get away so easily? Is that a yes? What do you think? I want you to say it. Hazel huffed and stared at you. Yeah. There. Right ordered. Was that so hard? Hazel grinned. We'll see about hard. The two of you entered the familiar hotel room, and before he could talk to Hazel, he quickly ran to the bathroom. Okay. He decided to take the opportunity to pack. Eventually, Hazel came back. Hey there, Lion. Hey. I thought I heard the shower. Yep. But you still have the blood on you. Well, I was washing certain areas. I see. Listen, we don't have a lot of time. I know you gotta go, so... Hazel took off what was left of his Bash costume and shoved it in a plastic bag from his backpack. Also, if anyone was wondering, basically, Hazel showed us how to really use our boomstick. Okay. He stood up and smiled at you. Okay, definitely gonna need to censor so much of this. Well, I need to shower after all that. Especially since you made me, well, finish too. Same. That was intense. More so with a chainsaw hand. Worried I was gonna do something with it? May I join you? Hazel paused for a moment to think about it. Not this time, Lion. I know we've been very intimate, but I may need a bit before you see me naked and gross. And I want to preserve the appearance of being a sexy femboy nymph for just a little while longer. Well, really, I don't mind. See you in a bit. And with that, he was gone. Soon enough, you both had showered, and when he came out of the bathroom, Hazel had completely changed. Hey, Lion. Have a good shower? Bit lonely, but I managed. Oh, you poor thing. A shower? All on your lonesome? Oh, to be under such woe and misery. Ah, you're Poe now. After that new Mike Flanagan series... Wait, why is there purple here? What? Okay, there is a... Hold up, I've no idea what's going on here. Apparently that leads to the IMDb page for The Fall of the House of Usher, and, like, that's kind of interesting, but, like, yeah, we gotta get back to the actual game itself. I might actually watch that myself later. You bet. Another horror thing? Good God, I have so much work to do with you. Nice threads, by the way. Oh, you like them? I was thinking of matching. You got that really nice flannel red jacket shirt thingy. I thought this would be a good match, though my style is a bit better. What was that? Okay? You laughed. Nothing, cutie. You are so fun, Lion. So are you, Hazel. An awkward silence fell over the two of you. You absentmindedly checked your phone. It was 8:32 p.m. You had to leave soon if you wanted a safe chance of catching your flight. Looking at your notifications, nothing from the airline had shown up. A good sign that your flight wasn't cancelled again. But that also meant that it was time to leave Hazel and Jade City behind. Looking up, Hazel glanced from your phone to your eyes. Time to go, handsome? You sighed, sliding your phone back into your pocket. Just about. So, are you serious? About what? Moving here? You thought you needed to think about your answer, but you had been digesting and ruminating about it for some time. There was no reason to second guess now. Of course. I'm serious about moving here. I'm serious about being with you. Hazel winced at that. That's what bothers me. I just don't think I can do that level of commitment. You know I'm okay with that. This is all sort of new for me too. If this ends with us being friends, that's cool with me. I'm just happy to know you and have you in my life. Not saying I wouldn't prefer us being together to some degree, but... Hazel couldn't stop himself from laughing. What a dweeb! He gave a dry chuckle. Yeah. Look, I already told you I'm okay with us being non-exclusive. And you are too. If that would make you feel better. If someone comes along. That could work. Lion, I just have so much going on. And I'm just not sure I'm that good for anyone. I am such a mess. I mean, hell, I screwed some guy I met. Now you want to move here? I can't stop you, Lion. I just want to understand. You sighed, leaning back against the wall. I don't have much of a life back home. I wake up, work out, go to work, and bail out shitty companies all day. There is no one for me when I come home. No friends, no family, no pets. Just me and my laptop. I've been so focused on the hustle and grind that I haven't had a life. But then I met you. And yeah, things got heated and incredibly brazzers very quickly. Yet, I felt something. A reawakening, if you will. I realized I didn't want to be alone anymore. I don't care if I'm your friend, boyfriend, lover, whatever. Hazel, you were like a port in the storm that is my miserable existence. And I won't let myself go back. Not to be a cynic, but it's probably not incredibly healthy to latch onto me for that reason. You scoffed, anxiously rubbing the seam of your jeans. Maybe. Or it's fate. That is so gay, Lion. Maybe the least gay thing I've done today. You both let out a small laugh that was more like a short exhale. Hazel, I get what you're saying. What if this is just a phase? It's not good to uproot my life and be with someone I just met, just because they helped me find myself. I know. I thought about it a lot in the time we've been apart. Last night, after you left, it was all I could think about. But I've let life slip by for so long. Not this time. I am taking this chance before I run out of any. And you think that chance is with me? Yeah. You responded with zero hesitation. Hazel sighed and bit at his lower lip. Okay. Then, I hope I can help, Lion. Besides, I want you around anyway. Oh yeah? But you need to catch your flight. You pulled out your phone. 9:02 p.m. Oh shit! Hazel helped you pack the rest of your stuff. You handed Hazel the bottle of lube with a shrug. Why are you giving this to me? Well, I couldn't take it on the flight. So what was your plan yesterday? Well, I guess I kind of forgot. Wow, so much for post-nut clarity. Well, aren't we both lucky it was here? Oh, yeah. Hazel quickly kissed you and moved to the door with his backpack. Well, until next time, handsome. You better text me. I will, cutie. Don't you worry. Hazel grinned. Good. Soon enough, you two parted ways as you got a ride to the airport. You caught your flight, no problem. Hazel texted you until you had to board. You grinned like an idiot as you messaged him back. To an outside observer, you look like a high schooler in love. But maybe this was how that was supposed to feel like. Was it love? Maybe it would be. You boarded the plane and settled in to sleep. End of episode 3. Anyway, that's all the time I have for today's episode of Hazelnut Latte. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. And I actually genuinely forgot just like how heartwarming the series can be. Like, yeah, there are some genuinely hot moments in this, which I don't think I can really talk about here, but as always, you can check them out over on the Patreon. But y'all are in for a good time. We are gonna be meeting more characters in the next episode, and there's a lot of drama that's coming up soon, and like I can't wait to show you what happens. Like, seriously, oh god. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And, as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.